Right, quick snapshot through of how we're going to do an array, put different colour in, and about your centres and snap on. So what I'm going to do is, if you remember there, just shift and scroll wheel down. That's your scroll wheel to get your orbit. So what we'll do is, don't forget your measurements, top left hand corner, we're going to use rectangle tool on the origin. Now you can quickly scroll through depending on where you want to be. Off your cursor keys, we want to be on the blue axis, so we're going to go 112, separate your dimensions with a comma, and we're going to go 225. I'm going to scroll in, and you see, you have to make sure you are scrolled in, depending on the size of what you're doing in your project. You need to keep quite close on your zoom. So what we're going to do is, we've done the rectangle, we're now going to use the push-pull tool here. You can see how, when I move on, it just highlights it with loads of little dots. So we're going to left click on, and just push your mouse slightly forward. Slightly forward, and we're going to go 75. So that gives us a block. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use line tool, and that will snap on to center. You see where it's a green axis there? If I come up the ways, that snaps onto my red. I want to be on the green axis. And then what I want to do is center, center. And we're going to use our circle tool here. We're going to come across, pop that out to, you see I'm just onto the center, dragging it out, and that's my radius. I'm going to put 20mm in there. Now, because we're going to copy the circle, I don't want to copy these lines, but I just want to use those so you can see the center marking. Just pop that off, and what we're going to do is we're going to highlight just on that circle. We're just going to click the line for the circle, and what that'll do is that will come up blue highlighted there, and we're going to use this tool, and that's your move. If you hover over your tools, they do tell you what they do. Left click, and now if we was to move, just use that tool. I can move that wherever I want. So I'm just going to do, just to put that back in the same place, you can, if you make an error, mistake, just click undo. So I'm still on my move tool. I'm going to press Control, and it gives me a plus sign. So what I'm going to do is, it gives me an end point on my circle, and I'm going to move it in to the center, and that will copy. And if you see there, it tells me when I'm on my axis and I'm on my end point. Thing is, I want one more circle, and I don't really want to go back through finding a center, etc. And if I've got lots of circles to do, so well, I want one more. So type ×2, and there's one more. Say I wanted 5, type ×5. But say I don't know how many I need, and I make a guess, and I've got too many. I know I only need 2. So ×2, enter, and there we are. So what I can do on there is use my eraser. I'm not going to show you. If you don't erase this, when you do the next section, you end up with lines all over inside, because that's the parameters of that circle, and you've added down to it. So what we're going to do on this is delete everything. So you've just got this, and we know we're 75. So if I type 75 in the keyboard, distance, and just push down, 75, 75, and down. We've now got all the way through. So there we are. And what we're going to do next is we want to add some colour. Now, if I go to my paint bucket, we've got brick. So if I just picked, and if you notice, it's got mortar joints in, which we don't want because we haven't got any mortar joints on. So what I'm going to do is just quickly click off there. We're going to go to 3D Warehouse, and I've already, just for speed, I've just typed brick in there, click search, and if we come down, quite like that. So if we have a look there, we go, yeah, that's the one that we want. Click download. Yes, we want it directly into the model. So I'm just going to pop that there, click our paint again, and we have a little pipette here. So we'll go there, and I take a sample. I can then delete that model. I don't want that now. Go back to my paint, and if you notice, I'm having to do all the edges. So what we can do is, we can actually highlight all of it. As that highlights up, oh, that's only highlighted some of it. We highlight all of it. Once that's highlighted all, what we're actually going to do is make it into a group. So we can come up here, edit, make group. So we have one whole group there. So if I want to move that, I can do. So just so if you see now it's a group. Once I alter one face with the paint, happens on all the others. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the array tool here. So just press escape, and we're going to use the rectangle tool again, and I'm just going to come onto top edge there, down to the bottom. I'm going to use the push pull tool, mortar joint 10mm. Then come across here, find midpoint of my group, all the way down, and I have a rectangle there. What I'm going to do is 10mm, and then because we've got broken line, you need to pull that up. What we can do now is we just delete that. We can delete that line there, delete that line there. So we're going to drag that straight across. If you notice, it will only let me go so far. I could have drawn it for there, but I wanted to show you that it will only allow you to drag so far for the constraints of what you've drawn. So this is not a group at the top. If you notice, it's highlighting all separately for the push pull tool. So if we go to move, we don't need to click control or anything because we're just moving that item, and I'm just going to make that. Left click, drag over, highlights up. So we're going to make that, but we need to just colour that. So if that's going to be the mortar, we want a grey. So one of those colours named, if we just scroll down, light grey. So there we go, and because it's all highlighted, it's all coloured, and we're just going to make that a group as well. So now what I can do is, if I click, we just press escape, 'escape. 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 ' Pop that in, and now we've got this. So we can then just highlight all, and once that's highlighted, we come up here, click, make group, shift, scroll wheel, to press and to pan across, and I'm going to click on my move, and I'm press Control. I get a little plus sign, and I've copied, and I've put that onto the mortar joint. If I press X5, I get 5 more. So what we're going to do there is Control, find the center, click, and X3. Is that enough? No, I want one more. X4. And in, Control, copy, find center, Control, sorry, origin, and then I want 2 times 2. Sorry, times 3. So again, Control, I'm going to come up, and you can keep going all the way up, or you can make it into a group and then shift up. But this is just getting you used to using these controls, etc. But that's a nice little demonstration of your array tool. So if I wanted to do it again, times 2. There we go. So that's how to make a simple brick using the array tool and lay with the mortar. There is a way, if you wanted to get rid of this line here, you could enter into it, remove the line, but then that's opening the group. Was mentioned previously, I believe you can soften the edges on it, or you can create a layer. We can keep it simple and just get used to using the array. So there we go, just panning round. So